Hello and welcome back to In the Kitchen with K&C. Today we are doing smoked chicken wings. And the dry rub is super basic, just like 6 ingredients here. We're first going to mix that with our chicken. So I am going to go ahead and place my chicken wings into this bowl, and then I'm just going to start pouring the dry ingredients in there, and I'll tell you what each of them are as I do that. I've gone ahead and put 2 tablespoons of olive oil into the bottom of my bowl, and I'm just going to go ahead and dump these in here. And first, I'm going to start with a tablespoon of chili powder. And then we've got a tablespoon of smoked paprika. We've got a teaspoon of garlic powder. A teaspoon of onion powder. A teaspoon of salt, and you can either, if you don't have a special Cajun, I'm using a Cajun seasoning, and this is just a tablespoon of that, but you can just use, if you just have cayenne pepper, you can do that, or you can completely leave it out altogether if you do not want spice. If spice does not agree with you and you don't want a little heat on your wings, you can completely leave this one out. But I'm going to go ahead and add a little Cajun seasoning to mine. Okay. Now I'm going to make sure each of them is coated, and I'm also going to start rolling them around in that oil to get everything good and coated. Make sure everything's good and mixed up. And you want to make sure all those chicken wings have a good covering of that seasoning mix. Now you can also pre-make this seasoning and keep it in a mason jar and let the seasons flavor together for as long as you want, and have it pre-made and to use anytime you like. But I just go ahead and mix them as is, as needed, I should say. And then once everything looks good and mixed to me, all the chicken wings look good and coated, I am going to go ahead. I've already got my smoker preheated at 225, and like I've mentioned before, this new smoker of mine doesn't do 5, it does 10. So I've set mine to 230, and I'm going to place these chicken wings straight onto the racks, onto the smoker racks, which I have right here. And just arrange them or straight onto your rack. And I know if you raise your own chickens like I do, now these are store-bought because I'm out of my free-range chickens, the chickens that I butcher, but I have more, but they are not ready yet to butcher, so I had to buy some from the store to do this recipe. But I usually, with my hand-raised chickens, if you don't do specifically meat chickens and you just want to do this with a regular yard free-range chicken that may have tougher meat, usually what I tend to do is give it a quick flash fry in an iron skillet first before I do this. Let it cool and then do this, because that will tenderize the meat. If you have an older chicken or something like that that needs to be butchered, and you have a dinner and you've got your meat on the wing out in the yard, that's what I do. But you will want those older, tougher birds. If you're planning on cooking a yard chicken, you will need to like flash fry it first before you try to smoke it or do something like that, because it will make that meat more tender. It'll help with that chewiness. So, FYI. All right, I'm gonna move that out of the way so I can keep doing this, keep stacking them in there. And remember, anytime you're placing meat into the smoker, you want to give some breathing space in between so that the air circulation, it gets in between. You don't want them overlapping or really laying on top of each other. You want to make sure you do plenty of room. And I think I may be able to fit all of these into one rack. It looks like I'm going to be able to do that. And of course, dipping sauces are completely up to you, and even the sauces on your wing. Now, I usually do half a batch in barbecue sauce and half in, like, say, like the Frank's wing sauce or something like that, a mild wing sauce. It's completely up to you what you like to, after they're smoked, whatever you want to mix them into to flavor, whatever sauce you want to flavor your wings in. It's all up to your preference, whatever your preference is. Or you can just leave them just like this, nice smoked wings, and some good old-fashioned ranch. Or blue cheese. Or blue cheese, which we don't do that in this house. So, yeah, no. Yeah, we don't do blue cheese. I'm not a fan of blue cheese, never have been. But if that's your cup of tea, more power to you. All right, now I'm going to take this rack and I am going to take it to the smoker. And this is I'm gonna let it smoke for about 2 hours. Remember, this is a bone-in meat, so it's gonna take a little longer. And at 2 hours, I'm gonna check it and we'll be back then.
Later.
Okay, our 2-hour timer has gone off and we're coming out to check our wings. And they look good and feel good and firm. And of course they look smoked. Juices look clear. I don't see any blood or anything like that, especially at the bone. You can see in the bones you can usually tell if there's red blood coming out or juice or pinkish color. Anyways, what we're going to do now is take this tray in, transfer it to a baking sheet, put it in the oven on the broiler for about 2 minutes on each side to finish them up and give them a crispy skin on the outside. As you can see, there are big things going on here at K&C Taxidermy, so make sure you subscribe so you can get notifications on everything that's going on here at K&C Taxidermy. We'll see you then.